everyone, and welcome to prompt number 80. We are only 20 away from 100, so that's pretty exciting, but let's see what this week's prompt is. Or prompts. Okay, we've got something that sparkles, okay, and penguin. All right, here we go. I'm very hesitant. I was actually pretty excited to draw a penguin because I love the way I stylize birds, and penguins aren't normal looking birds, if that makes sense. When I think bird, I think a bird that flies around, and penguins don't fly around. But I was really excited to stylize them because they're very flowy. They're like one blob of a piece. They don't have parts, it seems. So I just started off by drawing a variety of penguins, and then I remembered that I had to draw something that sparkles. Now, when I Googled something that sparkles, or when I just looked up things that were shiny, all I could really come up with were handmade objects. So something like jewelry, or shiny nails, or just bling. And I know there's a lot of other things that sparkle, which is why I ended up sketching some mermaid penguins that had some shimmering scales and a narwhal penguin, and I was actually pretty excited about that idea. I also drew a penguin with hands that had shining makeup and nails. But in the end, I was really super excited about the way I stylized penguins, so I was super on board to just drawing a bunch of penguins. I guess at this point, I'm just going to have to be the artist that draws a bunch of little things in one image. The ants, the ponies, the sumo wrestlers. At this point, I just realized that I really like to shove a bunch of like simple drawings in a drawing, in a setting. I just love it. It's just so much fun, and I did it again. I know I'm not the first person to do this, nor will I be the last, but I do like to do it, and it's just really weird because it's never something that I've really done before, and suddenly, recently after the ants, I can't stop. So obviously I stuck with a penguin theme, and I wanted to play around with the border on this one since it was going to be a very simple image. I thought it would be cute, I guess, in a border and also having them contained on this little piece of ice. And honestly, I'm actually really happy with how this drawing turned out. It's just so simple and it's cute, and I love the pop of color. It's a mostly blue drawing, but you get these little pops later that I am getting way ahead of myself. We're not there yet. Let's talk about the line art. What is there to say about the line art? Well, I guess I could talk more about the actual image itself. So let's start at the bottom because why not? Like I said when I was sketching, I drew a mermaid penguin, and I know penguins are already water-based birds, but I thought it would be cute to give them a mermaid tail because why the heck not? I can do what I want. I'm an artist. I have an imagination. But what I really loved about my sketches was that narwhal, and I completely forgot to give any of those penguins a horn. So when I go to color it later, I put down the base color, and that's when I realized that I didn't give one of the penguins a horn, and I was really conflicted. I could easily draw a horn on one of them, but what I ended up doing was I just put the horn on the black figure in the background. I had one of the penguins just a shadow in the background just to show that it was farther away, and this just made it really mysterious, and I absolutely loved that a happy accident like that had happened. Because it is just a shadow of a figure in the background, it just makes it that much more mysterious that, what, is that a penguin that has a horn and also a mermaid tail? Why yes it is. So the two objects in this image that sparkle, and I will be the first to admit that I didn't put a lot of effort into the whole sparkling part, but whatever. So the two things that sparkle, if you haven't noticed, we have a large penguin back there, which is the king of penguins. He is wearing a crown. I mostly used yellow paint, but I had a little bit of some fine-tech gold paint mixed into it, so it's got a little bit of a shine to it. I didn't want to completely use the gold paint because I had just used gold paint on the previous image with the chest, and just having that one little part that shimmers just doesn't really seem to match for me. So I didn't want to do that again, so I just made the gold very subtle. So we have a crown, and it sparkles. It's not sparkling right now, but it sparkles. And I also wanted to include something else because I just kind of felt cheap for just doing a crown, and that was it. So the penguin that is fishing in the ice hole is fishing with a diamond ring, or I guess it's like a ruby ring or something. Basically, I thought it would be interesting to have one of the mermaid penguins really obsessed with shiny things because, is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like mermaids being obsessed with really shiny things would be a thing. It's a mythical creature, they all have their quirks, so these penguin mermaids are really attracted to things that sparkle. So the penguin's like, I want to find me a mermaid penguin because those things are mythological creatures and I want to prove they exist. So I'm going to go fishing with my fancy ring. And what do you know? One of the mermaid penguins is going right for it. So congratulations, little dude. Looks like you're going to get yourself a catch. I'm sure at this point you have noticed, and I actually forgot, the penguin that is flying through the sky. I figured if I was going to be putting mermaid penguins in this illustration, I could at least put a penguin that's flying, right? The sky just felt so empty, and I did want to sort of come up with a creature that was half penguin, half something else, like how I did with the mermaids in the water. But I just thought it would be funny if I just made a penguin flying through the sky, and it just looks so silly up there. Just one penguin up there, soaring through the sky. And I just love how simple I stylized them. So it just looks so silly, this weirdly oval thing in the sky with these two little things coming off that look like they could be bunny ears, but they're not. You really have to use your imagination with some of these penguin shapes, but I do think they're cute, and I'm pretty happy with the way I stylized them. Of course, I had to break the border with that flying penguin, and I especially wanted to break the border in the water as well, so I had some fish swimming off of the edges of the paper and also breaking the border. So that just implies that this world isn't stuck to just what I drew, but what I drew is actually just a piece of the larger picture, I suppose. And it just looks really cool when you break the border. What can I say? I like breaking borders. Overall, like I said, this is a very, very simple illustration, but gosh dang if I don't love those simple illustrations. It's just so cute and simple, and I love the way I stylize things. I like it. Oh yeah, I forgot I said I was going to talk about the way I used color, or at least the color scheme in this one, because you know what? The last prompt was very blue and yellow and had some red in it, and here we are again with a very blue image with a pop of yellow and some red there at the bottom where the mermaids are. The sky is going to be blue. I guess I could have had the sun setting, but making everything uniform and very blue was really nice. Plus I knew those penguins were going to have a little pop of orangey yellow in there, which I knew was going to complement the blue very nicely. And I gotta say, it really does complement it nicely. These black penguins and the white snow just being broken by that orangey yellow color, it's really nice. I really like it. And of course the subtlety of the red in the mermaids down under the water. They aren't super poppy because there is that blue wash over everything, so I do like the way it is very subtle down there. But overall, I think the use of color is just very nice. It's not in your face. It's a little bright, but not too bright for me. It's not too earthy either. I did want to make sure that there was some color in this because the style was just so fun and shapely, and I just loved the shape of the penguins. How many times have I said that? So I do think the pop of color really complements how fun and round and maybe childish everything looks in this illustration. Whew, you guys always say that I complain about my art, or if I'm not happy about it, you don't like it. Do you guys like it when I get all cocky and full of myself when I like an illustration? Because wow, I like this guy. It's simple, but it's so dang cute. I know I've done these sort of elemental floating islands before, but I haven't done them with animals, or at least making it look like an environment. So this is so tempting and making me want to make more environmental islands that just kind of float there. But I guess that's something I could do on my own during a live stream or something. Ah, now I can't stop thinking about ideas. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see what you guys do with something that sparkles and penguin, and I will see you at the end card. Children's Toy and Treasure Chest, wow, say that 5 times fast, was the last prompts, and you guys had such a variety and interpretation of these prompts, and I loved looking through all of them. Our first featured artist is Aliasi. Sorry. I love how simple yet colorful and bold your illustration is, and the style is so cute, and I love it. That treasure chest says earnings. The little toys are so cute, and I just now noticed the ants, which is super adorable. Our second featured artist is Gora Brittany, who has this really funny narrative in her illustration. There's a toy in the treasure chest pretending they are the treasure, but then they are getting shut down. It's so funny to see a little humor in these prompts, so thank you so much for the chuckle. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!